you guys, it's Stella. Today I have a story time for you. I know I don't typically do story times. The last story time I did was about the fuckboy YouTuber. We're gonna let that go. If you are a YouNow live stream watcher of mine, then you know the end of that story. We're gonna let that go. So this story today is a ridiculous story. Like, I can't even believe it was my life, and I'm not a storytime YouTuber. I wish I could be, but one, my life isn't like that interesting because, you know, I'm a good girl, and on top of that, I don't embellish my life. So, like, if I'm gonna tell you a story, it's exactly how it went down. I'm not gonna like exaggerate anything. So here we are. This story definitely doesn't need any exaggeration. It's just messed up. I have actually never told you guys this story, and only because I didn't even think to tell you. Like, it's something so personal that happened that I wasn't even like thinking about sharing it until I was in class the other day, and we had to like tell something about ourselves, and somehow this story popped in my head, and I told everyone, and everyone's like, and I'm like, why have I not told everyone this story? Like, okay, don't forget to click the link down below and get your merch on the Join the Movement link. We're gonna start in 2014. No, let's back it up further. We're gonna start 2006. I met this girl in middle school. We'll call her Heffany. We're best friends, right? But then we ended up going to different high schools, so we stopped being friends. During high school, we weren't friends, like kind of forgot about each other, like didn't even keep in contact on Facebook or anything. And then college rolled around, and the second year of college, we found out we were both in this peer mentorship program together. We just kind of instantly clicked. It felt like no time has passed since we had been friends, because we were best friends in middle school, and it was just perfect. Like, we just instantly clicked, became best friends. By that August, when we had reconnected, I had started dating a guy officially, and his name, we'll call him Tyler. Hopefully I don't forget that. We'll call him Tyler. So I started dating Tyler in that August, and I reconnected with her in that August. So it really felt like I had my life together. Like, everything was just coming together, right? Like, it was all coming together. With him, I started officially dating him after 2 months. And for the record, this was my last official boyfriend I've had. So just so you know, like, since him, I've been single. So this is in 2014. So everyone's chilling 2015, like 2014 school year to the start of the 2015 school year. Everyone was good. I became even closer with her. I gave her a lot of leeway. Like, I don't even know why I was really friends with her. Like, really, like, she's cool. I feel like we were really close and friends, but she would do so much dumb shit, and I would let her slide away with it because we were best friends. Like, she was low-key racist, and I would call her out on it. She's like, ah, it's not a big deal. Just like a stuck-up privileged woman. Girl, she's a girl who basically was just trash. She was trash. She was trash with money. So her, let me just, no prejudice at this time. She had a boyfriend, which, by the way, she used to pay for sex, and then they ended up getting together, and the only reason they got together, look at all this tea. I should go get a tea. All right, I just got water. It's too much sauce right now. Okay. So her boyfriend, they only got together because the upcoming summer, like, so 2015, right before the 2015 school year, almost reconnected for a year. She had this guy that she met on Tinder. Freshman year was struggle, but freshman year was struggle for a lot of people, so I'm not going to throw her under the bus for that. But she was getting in a lot, and she met this guy, and she used to pay him for sex, not because she needed the sex, because she was getting laid all the time. Why? I don't know. She's a bitch. But he needed the money. So she was like, okay, I guess I'll help you out. Like, in their own twisted way, it worked. Before I go any further, it does have a very happy ending. So let's get that straight. So she was paying him for sex, and then all of a sudden it was decided that we were all going to move into a house together. Me, my best friend, and my boyfriend, we were like, yes, let's move in together. I've never lived in an apartment, but we rented out this house at my school in San Marcos, and we all lived there. And she had already lived in the complex, so she was just moving houses to move in with me and my boyfriend, and then 2 other random roommates that we had like not even met yet. So we move into this house, and he ends up moving in. So he wasn't on the lease, like they didn't even know he was in there. He was just in there, and it was 2 months after they started dating. So the day she started paying him for sex is their official anniversary. And tell me why they're still together, and they still consider that nasty ass date their anniversary, even though I was there when he officially asked her out. Point being, he needed a place to live. And so if he got a place to live, she got a boyfriend, and literally she was that desperate. So that happened. On the good side, he eventually did like fall in love with her. I hope. For a long time they were not in love, but I did see eventually like he did fall in love with her. But he was for sure using him, but he was for sure using her, and she was for sure using him. But I couldn't do too much judgment because I had my little boyfriend, okay? And he was interesting. I had asked him to move in with me that August because I really loved him. I did love him, and I felt like I could see something with him, and I wanted to test out living with him. Partially because I thought it was the right time, and at this point we had only been dating, I guess, a year. Partially because rent would have been hella cheap. So I was like, you know what? I think you're tolerable. Like, let's live together. It's not a big deal. It's been a year. We're comfortable. We live in 2 different cities. It would just make sense if he moved up to my city and we could all just live in this house. He was so about it because at this time he had already hung around my best friend at the time. Like, we were all just kind of this little group. So it was popping. Like, it was whatever. Like, all the homies in one house. And it was a party house. Like, it was just a fun house to live in. So he moves in. Okay. The first like week, fantastic. Everyone getting to know each other. All the roommates are cool. Whatever. He was in my room, then we had a couple in the middle, and then we had my best friend and her boyfriend at the end. So we had gotten a puppy that summer. We were in Boston, and we found this puppy on Craigslist, and I was like, babe, I really want this dog. You know I've wanted a dog. We're finally going to live in a house, because I was in a residence hall or a dorm before that, so I couldn't have a dog unless it was a service animal. And I was like, babe, I really want a dog. Can we get a dog? So we get this dog. I pay for the dog. I pay for everything. We're supposed to split. Like, I went into this splitting everything 50-50. Like, that is kind of relationship person I am. Unless we're on a date or something and you want to treat me or I want to treat you, we're splitting everything 50-50 if that's our understanding. So that was my understanding. And I should have, this was my first red flag. First red flag. So we're in Boston, okay? This is July, so this is a month before we move in. Babe, I need your half for the dog. Oh, I don't have it. Okay, I'll have it when I get back to Texas. So we flew from Boston back to Maryland, and then he flew from Maryland to San Antonio, and I just stayed in Baltimore because at the time I worked in DC. And I was like, all right, I'll send you my half for the dog. I'll send you my half for all his toys and food and shit, so you can go to the pet store and get, I'm getting angry, so you can get all his like supplies, right? And he was like, cool, word. He didn't have the money. All right, I understand. Like, we're about to move into a house together. Like, I get it. We're cool. Like, see if she'll hold the dog for a minute. This lady is this close to saying, I'm sorry, another couple wants your dog. Please, I need this to work out. And I was finally like, you know what? Here's the money. I put it in your account. Like, take the money, and I gave you an extra $100 for your half of his toys, because I'm not gonna, I told him this too. I was like, I do not want my puppy to suffer because you can't pay your half. So I gave him an extra $100 for like toys, food, whatever. The $100 he was supposed to have for our dog. This is like a 2.5 hour drive from where he lives to go get this dog, and he was making a big deal. So he calls me in the morning. So it was 6 o'clock Baltimore time, 5 o'clock in the morning, Texas time. He calls me like, hey, like, I forgot what he used to say. He used to say some dumb shit when he basically said he wasn't about to do something or commit. And I'd be like, okay, what's wrong? And he's like, I actually don't have the money. And I was like, motherfucker, we talked last night. You knew you didn't have the money for the dog last night. I don't know what you thought. It was not a payday. I don't know what you thought was going to happen overnight. What imaginary lottery you thought you were going to win. You should have told me last night so I could have like transferred funds. I need y'all to listen because this is all part of the bullshit. Okay, so I was just like, you know what? It's the morning of, and I literally think you waited till the morning of, so I couldn't resist it. I'd have to say, okay, go get my dog. That's all I wanted at this point. I just wanted my puppy. Fuck you. I want my puppy. I hope y'all been listening because 2 things have happened right now that I was oblivious to, but I'm gonna let him wait, and I'm gonna let him wait until you know when I found out. He gets the puppy, I send him the money. He gets the puppy, takes the dog to the store, gets him all the toys, all the food he needs, all the stuff he's supposed to get him. Keep in mind, this is why I'm gonna make a dating, I actually have a video coming called Dating Disaster Stories, and he's one of them. Because this is like the second red flag, because the summer before we were really dating, I lent him money, still hadn't gotten back a year later, and I decided to move in with him. We're gonna have, I already have the video planned out. We're gonna tell that, we're just gonna tell you the whole dating horror story. So, point being, we're sticking here with the roommate and the best friend. I mean, the boyfriend and the best friend. So he gets this puppy. I'm excited. I'm like, fuck it. I have my dog. I'm mad at you, yes, but you got my dog. You drove 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back. You got my dog. Shout out to you. I was like, I'll be home in 2 weeks. Can't wait. As soon as we get back, I'm moving in our house. We'll go get the keys. Like, let's do it. So now we get back. I don't see him. My best friend picks me up from the airport. we like literally go straight. I think I stayed with my dad for a night. Then we go straight to this housing complex, get our keys, check out the house, like start moving in. So my dad's helping me move in. Her dad's helping her move in. Like it's all fun. I still have not seen my boyfriend since I've been back to Texas. So I'm like, okay, I just want to see my damn dog. He's like, babe, I'm working. Because he still worked in San Antonio at the time. He hadn't fully transitioned to San Marcos. And I was like, fine, that's cool. I'm just like so excited to see my dog. Like it's been weeks now. It's been 2 weeks, and that felt like the longest 2 weeks that I have not been able to see my growing puppy. He comes home that night, and this is his first time at the house too. He hadn't been there. We had just moved all our stuff in, like nothing's set up. It's just like freshly got the keys. And he comes in the middle of the night, and he has the puppy, and it's like the cutest little cupcake in the world, and he's so cute, and his name was Emmett, and he was just my love. So we have the cutest little puppy in the world, and I have my boyfriend here. Your girl's getting work. Cool. Sorry, I just got a cool job offer. So, or a brand deal offer. Anyway, this is all part of, this little stuff makes this story so much sweeter, but just wait. I promise you guys the end of this story is like so worth everything. All the little fucking details I'm telling you, because it all added up. Fuck me. Oh, okay, so this was his first night in the house, first time seeing the house. He's excited. We have the dog. Like it's just home. It became home at that moment. Like I had my boyfriend I loved. I had my puppy. It was just, everything was kind of at peace for the first week. You know, we're getting to know all our roommates. We're all like exchanging, and school hasn't started yet because you get a week before school starts. By the time you move in, you get a week before classes officially start. So that week was just fun. Like we were all just hanging out, hookah lounges, all this fun stuff. So after that, between that point, so this is like end of August to October 1st is like a blur in my head. I don't remember any good or bad times in my head. I don't remember anything really bad happening. He had not paid 2 months of rent. We were supposed to, his name was on the lease as much as it was on my lease. So it was a dual room, like whatever term they used, that 2 people were in a room, that's what they used. So it was me and him in a room, so we were on a lease. Everyone had their own lease except for the boyfriend of my best friend, because he was just sneaking in the house and not paying his share. Another story, not for today. And so I kicked him out on October 1st. I kicked him out. I said, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I cannot take care of you. I don't love you like that. We're not that cool. You've already given me so many fucking red flags that I should have known that you were never going to pay your rent. Like, you're a scrub. I don't want to deal with you. I'm all about supporting your mans or womans, but if you like get to a point where that's okay. Like, I'm not going to sit here from the jump, before we're even dating, be paying for your bullshit. That's not going to work. He didn't pay the move-in deposit. He didn't pay the first month's rent. He didn't pay second month's rent. He didn't pay last month's rent. So these are 4 rents we're talking, or 3 rents and a deposit we're talking about at this point by October 1st. And he didn't have October 1st rent. And I was like, there's no way. I'm sorry. I love you, but you've got to go. Well, I thought it was going to be that simple, right? I'm kind of petty in relationships. I used to be the old me 2 years ago. Remember, 2 years ago I was 20. I used to be really, really, really petty in relationships, and this is why I took a break from dating this exact moment, because I would like psychologically fuck him up, like basically telling him he ain't shit, and I knew it was wrong, but I just felt so much hatred in my heart, and I felt all that hatred like around the time the whole puppy thing happened. I hated him pretty much from that point to the time we broke up, but I was trying to work through it. I was trying to grow. This is before my glow up. This is before I understood what being a woman meant. Like, I didn't really know how to handle the situation, so I was like trying. I was honestly trying, but not obviously my hardest, because I didn't know any better, and I would psychologically like fuck him up and expect him to still love me, which he did, which is he never knew how to make his own damn decision. Not the point of the story. One night we were in bed talking, and I was basically just mind fucking him, and I knew what I was doing. I was ugly. I was a little bit ugly back then, personality wise. He's like, you know what? I'm done. He gets up angry. He goes to the closet. He grabs all his shit. I'm like, you want to fucking go? Go. We're done. We're broken up. The reason I broke up with him, because I had already had the stuff stacked on how I felt about him, and on top of that, he wasn't paying his damn rent. So at this point, I was just done. Leave. I'm not the bitch to give you a second chance unless you deserve it. You have not deserved this. You've had your own issues this whole relationship. We're done. I had to like take control. I'm not gonna sit here and pay your rent. So as he's leaving, he's grabbing all his shit, his everything he could just grab, throwing it in his car. What else? He grabs all our food. We just went grocery shopping, grabs all the food out the fridge, out of the pantry, and he's like, I'm taking the dog. And I, at this point, lost my shit. I was like, you have not paid for this fucking dog in any sense of the term. You haven't paid for his shots. Who paid for that? Fucking me. You haven't paid for any of his food, his toys. And then I'm like, you already lost some of his shit. His little fucking leash that he bought him because I gave him a buy list. Remember this, I gave him a list of shit to buy. He's gone. So we go the next day. He comes back to the house. I'm sorry, like, let's work this through. I'm already over your shit. We actually broke up. And I was like, no, actually, I'm really done. I wasn't just angry last night. Like, we're actually broken up. Like, I am done with dealing with you. I don't want to deal with you. I do not like you. I do not love you. I do not want to be with you. He was hurt. Next day, and I shit you not, the next day he comes back to San Marcos because he went down to his mom's in San Antonio. We go to the office and I'm cordial as fuck. I'm never the girl to make a scene. I'm not any kind of ratchet hood, whatever. And we're at the office. I'm smiling like, yeah, he's gonna move into a different house. She was like, okay, well, since you guys were living in the same room together, meaning me, I was a primary person on the lease and he was a secondary person on the lease. So he had the option to either move out of the building, of the complex, or pick and sign a new lease in a different house in the complex, which was really cool. Like, they didn't make him just keep a lease there. They were like, basically like, you can leave, because he wasn't going to school there, so why would he stay there? And so they're basically like, you can leave. And I was like, yeah, if I were you, knowing you can't even pay rent with me. I said this, so I was like, you're not paying rent with me. What makes you think you can move in the same complex and be paying your rent? He was like, no, I got this. We got this. Dumbass signs a lease in the complex. All right. I'm like, you know what? That's your prerogative. Like, that's not my business. Like, we're done. I'm really trying to just get away from you right now. I don't want to deal with you. We're done. Make the stupid decisions yourself. And I think at this point he had actually quit his job in San Antonio because I told him to quit so he could find a job where we live. Yeah, I fucked that up really bad. Not the point of the story, boo. My best friend and I were like, yeah, fuck him. Whatever, like, he was weak, he can't pay shit, bitch, he's gone, you got your own, whatever. So he left the house and he's now a couple houses down, and he used to drive me to the bus stop and back every morning, which was really sweet of him. And he continued to do that for like a week and a half afterward, and then I just stopped asking because it felt weird. We were in that weird like breaking up phase where like, I'm dead ass serious, but I still am using you because you hurt me so badly. And he still wanted to see the dog, like he still loved the dog and things like that. So I like, whatever, like I invited him over a few times to see the dog. We did a dog photo shoot, just like cute things. I let him come over. I mean, he was literally 5 houses down, so I let him come over for stuff like that. Fast forwarding, so this is after we broke up and he moved out. I stopped talking to him about, like, after I gave him all his shit, and after that there were about 2 weeks of just weirdness, I dropped all communication completely. I just didn't want to deal with him. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna move on. And at this point, I was just really hurt. Like, it just really wasn't a good relationship, and I did fuck up in the relationship in the beginning. Like, we'll talk about that in the later video because that's not what this is about. So anyway, so my best friend, I'm living with her, and at first it's dope, and then I realized like around Halloween time that year that she was kind of like using me because she didn't really have a lot of friends, and she just had a lot of guys that she used to fuck with. So I was just kind of like supportive. But in that time, she met another friend. We'll call her Susie. So Heffany meets Susie, and we all met. At first, she hated this girl, like completely would talk so much shit about her. And then somewhere in the jumble of the mess, she became best friends with her. And I was like, you used to talk so much shit about this girl, and now y'all are just both trash that are friends together. Like, that's cool. As she becomes closer with this girl, me and her drift apart. I don't think she understood how to have multiple friends. Like, I was cool with the girl. I wasn't best friends with her, but I was cool with her. Like, we could all hang around, and she didn't get that. And after I broke up with him, that's when like this whole glow up mindset started to happen. It wasn't implemented yet. I didn't know what I was doing, but that spark had been there, and I had started to understand my worth and started to understand a lot of things I didn't get, and a lot of things I try to teach you guys who don't understand it yet. So that was my process of starting to grow. And when I broke up with him, from that time to like November, so about 2 months, like the end of November, so about 2 months, my brain was just thinking how I could be a better person, how could I grow, like I was trying new things. I was just growing as a person, trying my best. At this time, she was continuing to still be a child with her new best friend that was just doing like wild shit. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't really want to be in that situation anymore. Like, I told her this, I'm like, I'm really glad you found her as a friend because I personally don't want to do crazy things like that anymore, so I'm happy for you guys. But I thought we were good. She started to shut me out, which sucked because her boyfriend, her still boyfriend now, is like dope as hell. So she started to shut me out, which is weird because I was so cool with her boyfriend, because her boyfriend's just a genuinely nice guy. Even though he had used to ask her to pay for sex, like, he was still a good person, and I could see that. She started to like hate me and resent me, and I didn't understand, and it was weird. So like the middle of November, she told me, she was like, oh, I talked to Tyler. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, you're my best friend. Why are you talking to my ex? Red flag 1. She's like, oh, actually, he's kind of cool. Remember how it was just like she hated that girl, talked so much shit, and became best friends? This is the same thing that's happening now. She used to talk so much shit about him with me, like he's a scrub, he's whatever. They're becoming friends, and I mean friends. She was like, yeah, we text all the time. Like, I saw her text messages. He was like just texting her about all this shit, and I was like, whoa, bitch. Nah, bitch. We're best friends. You didn't even know him before we all moved in together, really, or like before I introduced you to him. You didn't know him. Nah, bitch. Nah. That rubbed me the wrong way. End of November, and I saw that she was still talking to him, because I had a conversation with her at first, like, bitch, that's not cool. The end of the month, I think like right after Thanksgiving break, it was like finals week or the week before finals week, I found out they were very much talking and like actually hanging out. Like, she would go over to the house and everything, and I was like, no, bitch. No, bitch. We're done being friends. I can't do this shit. That was like the final straw for me. And it wasn't so much that she was talking to him, but they were like best friends now. To me, that felt fake, because I don't even talk to this dude anymore. Call me petty, call me whatever. And she was already acting funny with me because she had a new best friend. I'm like, how you get a best friend in 2 days when we've been best friends theoretically since like 6th, 7th grade? That don't make no fucking sense, you stupid bitch. But she was a stupid bitch, and like I said, I was already growing as a person. So I was like, okay, maybe this is just what God intended. I lose my boyfriend, I lose my best friend, because I'm moving on past this phase in my life. Which is what happened. Like, fast forward 2 years, that's what happened. I was past their bullshit. So she's like, you know what? Mid-semester, I'm moving out. We're moving out. I was her. I was like, okay, do your thing. Okay, bye. Her and her boyfriend were gonna move out to another apartment that they can have by themselves, which was fine. I was like, whatever. So they left. After that, I got a little petty, and she knew I was petty too, because she would like tweet stuff. I would basically follow, for a long time, I would follow their like friendship on Twitter. She started posting pictures on Facebook with him and tweeting that she was with him and they were hanging out all the time, and like she would always have subtweets toward me. She would always have subtweets toward me like, oh, with my best friends, and of course it's the new bitch and then my ex. And she's like, I was like, okay. Like, at that point I was very hurt, but I was more numb at this point. I was just like, okay, like I lost, like whatever, okay. At that point I was just hurt. I was just like, I'm growing, and it's growing pains. I'm seeing myself, you know, start to come out of the soil a little bit, but I'm also seeing two people I used to love so much love together without me, and that hurt too. Right when she moved out with her boyfriend, they broke up, which was funny because he had nowhere to go and he was broke. But again, he's the good guy, so I'm just gonna spare him in this story. He's the good guy. So they broke up, and during that time, my best friend and my ex-best friend and my ex that's when their relationship really started to formulate, and they were hanging around all the time, and she would be tweeting petty stuff, videos, just talking shit about me, basically just talking mad shit, like saying I'm not shit, all this stuff. I just started YouTube at this point, and this is what happened, because I was still living in my same room that I used to share with him. I get a notification. I don't know if you guys know me, but on a normal life cycle, like if I'm not going through anything major, I go to bed at 9:30. Well, this night I could not fall asleep, and at this point it's like 3 in the morning. I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, why can't I sleep in this? I swear to you guys, this was God. I get a notification on my phone that someone logged into my email. This is back when my emails were like, all my passwords were just easy as shit. My ex for sure knew it. I get a notification from Google, oh, signed in from this address. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't know if they knew this or not, but you can go on Google when someone signs into your account. Try it yourself. You can go on Google, open the map to exactly the fucking geological locations that they signed in from. And that's what I did. I zoomed in on that motherfucker. Not only did it tell me it was in my complex, I looked at the phone, and it was my ex's phone, because he didn't have an iPhone, and it was, y'all really gonna come in my shit right now? Like, why y'all even talking about me? Whatever. That's what happened. And I was like, why are they even talking about me? So I go on her Twitter to see what was up. Like, why? Obviously you're talking shit about me in some way or form for you to be breaking into my shit. So I go on this heifer's fucking Twitter, and she was like, laying in bed with your ex. So total subtweet. Laying in bed with your ex. The only reason we're not fucking right now is because he's my best friend. And I was like, bitch, okay, like at that point I was like, you are literal trash. All you can do is insinuate these like hatred fights. Come to find out, through a mutual friend who actually is now only friends with me and not her or him, they had been fucking for months, bitch. Months. Okay, I don't know if they were ever doing it when they were all living in the same house. I don't even want to know, because that would literally be so disgusting, because he was only there for like a month and a half. Oh my gosh. I was so angry at that point, because at that point I really didn't have anything going for me. Like, I was struggling in school. YouTube was like a baby. My channel was just a baby channel. I didn't have any vision. I was just so stuck. And that actually, I thank God for all this happening and me finding out when I did, because I shit you not, you guys, I just made it private, but I had a video on there that was like basically like, I'm sorry, I'm better. And ever since I had made that video, I was basically like, fuck them and their trash. Like, I'm moving on. I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna make something for myself. Because from that time when I saw that tweet and then heard about what they had been doing to the time that video I made on YouTube, I was like in this depressed ass state. Like, did not want to go any further. Not necessarily suicidal, because I've been suicidal in my life before. I wasn't there. I was just like, what am I doing? And at that point I got closer to God, and then that's when he made all this happen. But we're not gonna talk about that today. Still the story, because there's more juicy concepts. Basically, all that happened put me in a depressed state. I made that video, then my life is flourished to what it is today. So let's fast forward. Throughout the last 2 years since this whole bullshit happened, I've gotten random, I used to stalk her Twitter like way more, and then I forgot about her. Him, I used to try to contact a lot, because he owed not myself but my family money. So remember that time I told you we went to Boston? Bitch. Ended up, he had my aunts pay for his ticket back because he couldn't afford it. And I remember him asking me to pay for it, and I was like, no, I'm sorry, we're about to move in together. I need you to figure it out. I can't help you right now. He had my aunts pay for it because I had made him cry. And I didn't even really make him cry. Like, he cried on his own to get attention because he was such a little baby bitch. He was boohooing at my family. My family was like, Stella, you're so rude. You're such a bitch. Why are you such a bitch to your boyfriend? I'm like, you guys don't understand how much of a dumbass he is, and you don't understand how much of a fucking user he is. And none of them would believe me, right? Until a year later, these motherfuckers, all my aunts, not motherfuckers, sorry guys, I love you. All my aunts are at my house, right? They're helping me. It was spring break after my grandpa's 80th birthday, RIP. But my grandpa's 80th birthday, they came down to Texas. They're like, yo, like, we gotta tell you, like, have you seen Tyler? Like, he owes us money. And I was like, what do you mean he owes you money? And they're like, oh, we purchased his plane ticket back to Texas when we went on that family trip last year. I was like, motherfuckers, you did what? Why would you do that? I literally yelled at my aunts. I was like, why would you do that? He's such a dumbass. He's such a user. I told you guys he owes me money. Like, or no, I didn't tell him at that time they owed me money, because I didn't want to put his business out there like that. But that's when they told me all that. I was like, guys, he owes me money. That's why I don't fucking fuck with him. That happened spring break. So I'm living my life. They're living their life. I let that shit go. YouTube was starting to be fun, and I was starting to know how to create videos, and it was a cool thing, right? I was like, let them, if they're going to be fucking around and doing all that bullshit, fine. Y'all can be trash. Bye. So summer comes around, and he pops up out of fucking nowhere, and this motherfucker is like, hey, like, I hope you've been well. I miss you. I want to see you. I know you're moving. And I was like, wait a minute, bitch. I didn't even tell you I was moving. I did not tell you or any other bitch that I was moving. So anyway, they found out I was moving. I guess he found out I was moving. He was like, I want to come over and see the dog. And I was like, you know what? At that point, I apologized. I was like, okay, you can come over and see the dog. Like, I'm sorry I did all these rude things. Because by that point, it was almost a year later. Like, I had grown so fucking much. I was such a new person. And I was about to move to California. So, like, I just wanted to, you know, cleanse myself of the bullshit. I was like, yo, sorry. He's like, I'm sorry too. I was like, cool, bet. Come see your dog before I move. I don't know how the fuck you know I'm moving, but you know I'm moving, so come see your dog. He was like, yeah, I'll come over tonight. And then he's like, hey, so he texted me like the next day. I think I even cleaned for this motherfucker too. Why? I don't know. And trust me, it wasn't because of sex, because come stay by the house, whatever. So he comes over, or he doesn't come over actually. He texts me that night. He's like, you know, I've been thinking about it, and I really don't think I can handle it if I go over and see you guys. So, you know, be safe on your move. have fun. You know, I'm just sorry I couldn't make it out. I was like, you know what, that's fine. I understand. Like, I kind of hurt you a lot. Like, I get it. And that was that. So, come to find out. So, from that time, so this is about a year ago now. So, about a year ago to now, all this little shit's been popping up. Like, I realized that it's not that he was missing some of the stuff I bought for the dog, but I gave him cash instead of a gift card. And what he did is he took the money and used it for his own personal use, like gas, food, etc., necessities that he should be able to afford because he had a job. And I found out a lot of little things he would use me for. Okay, so here's the good part. It's my birthday this year, right? I'm living in LA. I'm dreaming in LA. I'm doing everything I'm doing out here. I'm living my purpose. I'm doing me, hanging out with y'all. Whole new fucking person than I was 2 years ago. It's my birthday. And I get a little text message. Keep in mind, I deleted both their motherfucking numbers. This is actually the same number I've had since like 7th grade. But you'll hear my pettiness in a minute. She's like, happy birthday, beautiful woman, some emojis. Today you turned 22 years old. Doesn't that feel weird? All I could think of is, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. I hope you have a fantastic birthday. Get everything you wish and more. I hope you're doing great and life is treating you well in Cali. I still think of you all the time and definitely miss you. Have a blessed day and God bless you and your family. I was like, yo, that's hella sweet. Like, that's a little cupcake. Like, who said this shit? So I was like, thank you so much. I recently changed phone carriers and this number isn't saved. Wasn't true. So I was trying to figure out who it was. I was like, who is this? Smiley face. She's like, Heffany. I know we haven't spoken in a long time, but I do hope all is well. I miss you a lot and I completely understand if I don't hear back from you after this message. You were an amazing friend and I wish things didn't end like they did. I hope we can start a new page in life and move forward together. Our time together was well spent and many memories were made. Some wild ones and some heartfelt moments. I love you forever and pray that your life is full of success, fame, and fortune. I told you I was a new woman, right? When I saw her name pop up on my phone and she was like, Heffany, I said, no, this bitch did not just text me all this fake ass shit. Because now all those sweet sentiments, I was like, oh, look, a friend from Texas. No, bitch. I was like, because I'm a woman now, not a preteen. Thank you for the sweet sentiments and happy birthday wishes. But I don't wish forward to move on with the friendship. The whole situation really messed me up. I wish you the best of luck in all your endeavors. Thank you for reaching out. Heart. Basically shut her the fuck down. I was like fucked for a little while after that. I was like, I can't believe this girl like even thought about texting me. I never told her I moved to California, which means I know she's been talking about me. When I first moved out here, because everything was still fresh with them and like him, I like stalked her page and she would say, oh, if you didn't ruin everything good in your life, you wouldn't have to move to California, like talking mad trash. And then I was sitting here, look at this fake bitch talking shit for almost a year and a half now coming back in my messages. Girl, bye. So I thought my day was good. I let it go. After I thought about it a little bit, I was like, okay, let it go. Like, you said what you need to say. You were respectful. You said bye, bitch. Then I get a text. Okay, wait. The first text was at 6:48 in the morning. And this next one was at 10 o'clock. And this is from Tyler. Hey, beautiful. It's Tyler. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I'm so proud that you're chasing your dreams and goals. And I hope for nothing but continued success. Have an amazing day. I'll speak to you soon. I said, thank you, exclamation point. He's like, you're welcome. How's everything going, beautiful? Left that shit on red. So during the time we had broken up, I didn't always talk to her. I never, ever, ever talked to her because she was being shady bitch on Twitter. I saw the shit. She's fucking my man, ex-man. Like, you know, I'm not gonna mess with you. But him, we had gone through a lot of shit together. So I was a little bit more lenient. Like if he had reached out to, like there were certain things that happened in our relationship, like we'd reach out to each other on that day or stuff like that. So, you know, I kind of had a different disconnect with him. It was more of like a respect. I respected, even though he was fucking trash, I still respected him more than I respected her. You know, like, so we wouldn't ever like really talk, but he always said, how's it going, beautiful? Always trying to lure that shit back in. Lure that back in. Not today, honey. Not today. So I didn't respond to that. I just let it go. This is where things get better. This is how like the happy ending. So I was on You Now streaming last month and I'm just talking to all you guys and I looked down at my phone and it's like, Tyler sent you a friend request. I said, wait, what? What, bitch? Oh, no. Okay, not before even all that good shit. I don't think this dumbass knows until this video, because I know he's fucking peeping, that I can see who watches my Instagram stories, and I fucking swear to you guys, every time I post a Instagram story, I see his fucking name, and I have to scroll because I don't follow him, so I have to like scroll to the bottom, and he's there. So earlier in 2017, I blocked him. That way he couldn't, and then at one time I unblocked him because my aunt needed to get in contact with him because he owes them money still. He owes me about $2 grand, and he owes them like 600, I think. So he owes every motherfucking money. So I unblocked him to see like if I could see if his page was unlocked and I can just kind of see where he was living or working so we can contact him. Like I had let go of my money when we broke up. I was like, I know I'm never gonna see that, but they didn't understand how piece of a shit he was. So I unblock him and he's private, so I didn't request to follow him. But like after some point I started noticing him back up in my Instagram, like looking at all my shit. And then I was on live streaming last month and I saw that he tried to like friend me on Facebook. So I'm like, I was freaking out. I was like, y'all, this motherfucking dumbass ex of mine trying to like add me on Facebook. I go on Facebook and it's like not there, which means he probably accidentally did it. Moral of the story is, when people aren't shit and they prove that they're not shit, do not continue to let them be in your life. It's not worth it. You will make beautiful new friends to grow with, to experience life with, and to fulfill your dreams with. These people are called users when they specifically want to come back in your life because they see you doing well for yourself and growing and becoming a new person and living your life, queen. They'll try to come back and they'll try to take a little bit of your happiness because they are no longer happy in their miserable lives of being pieces of shit. Don't let them, boo, because pieces of shit, guess what, will always be pieces of shit. So I know this was a long ass story. Sorry, but thank you for listening and I will see you guys later. Don't forget to get your merch down below. I'll see you guys very, very soon. As always, love, Stella. Toodles.